Hello everyone, welcome to the Nurburgring in Germany for race 2 of round 2 of the Super League Formula. V12 engine cars racing in the colours of some of the world's most favourite football teams. So one warm-up lap.
Yes, they have to follow the safety car for a warm-up lap, and it will be a rolling start like in the race 1. And they will reach the first corner at more than 250 kilometers per hour. First corner being really tight. Luckily this morning there wasn't too many damage into the first corner, just a few cars banging wheels, but no one stayed there. So we're looking at the same clean start this afternoon.
These are some of the loudest engines you'll ever hear on a racetrack.
They are indeed.
And this is a warm-up lap, incidentally. This is non-competitive at the moment, as the drivers, I presume, Bruce, trying to warm up their tyres.
Yes, the tyres are already warm from the tyre warmers, but basically you really want to try to keep the temperature. As you're going around the track pretty slowly, they have really the time to cool down. But as you can see, they're waving from left to right, braking hard, taking the throttle hard, putting some stress in the tyre.
And obviously they're not allowed to overtake on this warm-up lap.
No, they are absolutely, it's absolutely forbidden. A little bit of smoke, but nothing bad. It's just too much oil in the engine that is being burnt away. Nothing to worry about.
So Roma in pole position, and that will be the case when the green lights show to indicate the start of the race.
Yes, Roma leading the pack. Flamengo, Liverpool, for Tottenham, and Olympiacos. Those few drivers there around the 3rd, 4th, 5th place didn't do so well this morning, and Andreas Zuber went off on his own, warming up the tyres. So that shows you how cold the track is and how tricky it is to drive this car. Very tricky. You really have to be focused and concentrated all the time.
That really would have been a really poor error, wouldn't it, on the warm-up lap?
I'm not commenting on that.
You're the man who teaches the drivers to drive.
Yeah, that was bad. Maybe he wasn't talking on the radio to his engineer.
So just coming into the Michael Schumacher S, the horseshoe-shaped part of the course. No real power or speed in these engines just yet. Coming into the 8th turn, and the cars come down to turn 9. They get the cars normally on the right-hand side of the track.
And just as I'm seeing all those cars, there are going to be battles all the way along the grid, because we have Corinthians who were very strong this morning, just in front of Sevilla, who were already very strong, also very strong this morning, and just behind them, Beijing. So we'll have fights everywhere.
Just to remind you, it's a football-style 44 minutes of racing, then one extra lap to decide race 2 of round 2 here at the Nurburgring in Germany.
Drivers, you can see smoke coming out of the front tires because drivers are actually letting their pads in.
Bruce, if you were right at the back at the moment, what would your tactics be in this race?
I would be careful into the first corner to avoid all the damage that could happen in the first corner, the debris and all that. And I would try to push all around, probably with an early pit stop. Going to the chicane, heading into the last corner. Safety car is off. Back into the pit lane. It's going to be a start as soon as we see the red lights coming off.
They turn right. Very shortly now, the green lights will show, and this race will be underway, and they are underway with Roma in the lead.
Roma in the lead, Liverpool, and the 3rd Flamengo. Very good start from Liverpool. And Al Ain, who's doing a big flat spot on his inside tyre, and he's only making it into 4th. And there's one car out. That's Duncan Tappy from Tottenham. He's off. But
Tottenham are off.
Yeah, Tottenham are off. And Alain as well. Alain is off. So Liverpool 2nd, 3rd is Flamengo. So not such a good start. This is Andreas Zuber. He has a puncture on the right rear tyre. It's over for him. He has to go back to the pits, but he's going to lose an awful amount of time.
You can see he has a puncture. Tottenham.
No more front wing for Tottenham. Probably a collision between the two of them. They were starting at the front, the two of them. Okay, leading is AS Roma in front.
Roma in front, then Liverpool, then Flamengo, then Tottenham.
Tottenham is out, so it's Flamengo, and then probably Olympiacos, then Basel, then Porto, then Beijing, then Corinthians. So again, a fantastic start from Beijing. I'm just wondering where Sevilla is, and Sevilla is last. Sevilla is last, so not a good start.
Liverpool have already made it 2 places. They've overtaken 2 cars, I think.
Yes, they have. Not such a good start for the Rangers either. Flamengo not following the pace at all. Flamengo already blocking the guys behind him. They have to make a move quickly. PSV Eindhoven is very strong since this morning, and he's trying to make a move.
We're coming up for the first lap. We'll have
overtaking in. There is for sure contact there into the last corner. Yeah, Flamengo is being pushed away, and he lost his front wing. Okay, it's over for Olympiacos.
Goodness me. Roma lead, Liverpool second, Flamengo third, but they've lost their wing.
Yes.
And PSV fourth, Olympiacos fifth. Basel in 6th position, then it's Porto.
And then Basel is going to be 5th, maybe 4th, because they made a move on Eindhoven.
He can't carry on like that, surely.
Well, he has to finish his lap to go back to the pits and try to change his front wing, but he's going to lose too much time to hope for any result. Liverpool is putting the pressure on Roma. Liverpool is the quickest at the moment with a 46.4, just a tiny bit quicker than Roma. And Sevilla, just now on the screen, last, not good.
Tottenham lost their front wing, didn't they?
Yes, they're trying to change the wing. They have to find a way of lifting the front of the car to be able to change the wing. They're taking away pieces of the car. I think it's over for him, because it's not only the front wing, it's also the aerodynamic parts on the left side, and we have a replay of the start. Oof. Okay, that's what happened. The puncture of a line comes from Tottenham. Look at that. Bam! Just now, with his front wing, he touched the back wheel of Tottenham, and that's over. That's finished. Contact between Tottenham and Alain, and did put them out of the race. As Andreas Zuber is back, and he will change the tires. But unfortunately for him, he will still have to make the mandatory pit stop halfway through the race.
Remember, the pit lane is only open between laps 8 to 20 for tyre change, but he had to make a tyre change here.
Yes, he had to make a tyre change. As you can see, he had a puncture following the contact with Tottenham. He's just checking that everything is correct, that the suspension hasn't been damaged, but the suspension hasn't. Oh, Flamengo is out of the race.
Back tyre's gone.
What happened to him? A contact for sure. No, the tire just went. Okay, that's following the contact in the last corner that we saw when he was being overtook by PSV.
And his race is over?
His race is over. No way he can go back to the pit lane with such a big problem. So basically, Olympiacos... Sorry, it was Olympiacos making the move on him, not PSV Eindhoven. Olympiacos touched Flamengo, did put Flamengo out of the race, and did put himself out of the race as well.
But Roma have recorded the fastest lap so far of race 2, 1:45.988. Their time. Roma lead, Liverpool second, Basel third, PSV fourth, fifth it's Beijing.
Liverpool very close to Roma, and I think he can try to make a move just now at the end of the final straight. Yes, he is going to try to make a move as they cross the line in front of us.
Watch this, the duel between Liverpool and Roma here. Liverpool trying to overtake Roma now.
Around the outside, it doesn't work. Very good defending maneuver from Enrico Toccacello. He has a lot of experience with that.
Liverpool trying to jump into the lead here, but they're not managing to do so.
He's lapped a little bit quicker than Roma. He's putting Roma under pressure. You can see Enrico taking the throttle a bit early there.
Just coming up to the 5th turn of this track. Liverpool on board here with Adrian Valles, the Spaniard behind the wheel, chasing the race leader.
down into second gear, back on the throttle. Third, fourth, fifth, not quite flat through there, and over the curbs. He really has to push hard now. He knows he has to make the overtaking maneuver as early as possible because the tires are still fresh, and that's when he has to make the move. But Roma is not giving away any 10th. We're on board, and we are going to see Liverpool is too far to make a move, but he's very, very, very close. Not such a good braking from Roma. He lost some time there as he's heading for the last corner.
If you were in the Liverpool car now, Bruce, what would your tactics be?
I would try to overtake now into the first corner, but just now he's a little bit too far. I would carry on pushing because Roma doesn't look so confident just now, making a few mistakes. The laps are not so fast, and if I would want to win the race, you have to make the maneuver early.
Liverpool chasing Roma at the front of the pack. Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, Milan have overtaken Atletico Madrid and Sevilla.
So the classification just now: Roma in front of Liverpool, then third Basel, fourth PSV Eindhoven, who were quickest this morning, then Beijing Guan, fifth already. Fantastic from Beijing. They're gonna extend their lead in the championship if ever they finish in those positions, because Sevilla is last. Porto 6th, Corinthians 7th, 8th, Anderlecht, Galatasaray 9th, AC Milan 11th. Not such a good race from AC Milan. So,
oh, it's Liverpool.
Oh, no way. Oh, what a disaster.
Liverpool are out. What happened there?
Well, I had a chit-chat with the team, the Liverpool team before. He's just now talking to his engineer, probably. They had an alternator problem this morning, a battery problem. They thought they had fixed the problem, but it looks like they didn't. They weren't sure, but yeah, not happy at all. Adrian Valles, not happy at all. Not good for the championship.
I think frustration is a mild way of putting it. Liverpool out the race. Roma lead. Basel now second. PSV. Then it's Beijing. Then it's Porto. Watch out for Beijing, who are moving up the field.
Okay, let's have a look at the lap time. Roma 46.2. Basel 46.0. PSV Eindhoven 45.99. Basically, Basel and Eindhoven are charging up on AS Roma. It's not because Liverpool is away that he's going to have an easy life, because the guys behind him are pushing hard. Beijing is therefore fourth, and he's lapping fast. Will Beijing be on the podium? Starting
they could well be. They started 7th on the grid.
Very strong issues there. The bright green car from Beijing Guan.
It's an exceptional ride here from Davide Rigon, the Italian, behind the wheel for Beijing. They're coming into the Michael Schumacher S.
And back, he looks strong. He does very, very solid runs. Never a single mistake. Always tidy and clean and fast at the same time. Behind him, we have FC Porto, who's doing a good race as well. He started in 10th position, so a strong race from Tristan Gamendi as well.
But the story so far is this guy here, Beijing.
Yes, I mean, he's the championship leader. He won a race already in Donington, the opening round. He showed that he was fast, and he's proving again, he's confirming basically the level of competitivity.
But Roma still lead, then it's Basel, then it's PSV Eindhoven.
Alain back on track after the puncture following the start. He's back on track, but and he had a spin. Oh, no. Andreas Zuber had a spin, and he's sliding the car around. They're still not happy with the car balance and the car setup. Hey, a lot of power indeed, 750 brake horsepower. You really have to be careful with the throttle, otherwise you're heading in the wrong direction.
But let's go back to the leading cars. There's Roma, who lead the race. Race 2 of round 2 here at the Nurburgring. And he has a commanding lead here over the team in second place, Basel, then PSV, then Beijing.
Down the hill, diving really fast, having a little bit of a moment on entry. Nice and easy on the power, using all the track. Up the hill in the S's.
The winners of race 1, Milan, down in 10th place, but you can bet that Robert Doornbos will be moving up the field shortly as well.
Yeah, he was 11th on the lap before, but that's just because Liverpool went off. Basically, Roma is leading with a time of 46.6, but behind him, as you see, you have Basel, 45.8, the fastest lap on the track.
The youngest driver on the track, 18 years old.
He's going for it. He has AS Roma in his sight. He's pushing hard, having oversteer on the throttle there, and he's the quickest on the track now. He lapped exactly 8/10 quicker than Roma on that lap, which means that just now, within 4 laps, he could be fighting for the lead.
After 7 laps, it's Roma, Basel, PSV and Beijing. Porto back in 5th, 6th, it's Corinthians.
A little bit of a disappointment for Sevilla. Sevilla looked strong this morning, quicker than Beijing, but Borja Garcia not having such a good race. Basel 5/10 quicker on the last lap. Eindhoven 3rd, lapping pretty fast as well. Also 5/10 quicker than AS Roma on the last lap. Beijing also faster than the leader. FC Porto, who just posted his best personal with a 46.3, faster than the leader.
Half an hour of racing to go, plus 1 lap, and Roma lead the way. Roma, who started in pole position, and they've hung on to it. All the problems have been behind them.
Hey, and all those 3 cars charging back, and who are going to fight for victory. On the next lap, from lap 8, we'll have the pit lane open for pit stops. Here's the Eindhoven, Jelmer Burman. Over the curbs, in the chicane, into the last corner.
He finished 8th in race 2 at Donington, but it's looking good for a PSV. He's in a podium position at the moment.
The race is still long, and same thing as on the previous lap. Roma 46.7, Basel 46.3, PSV Eindhoven quickest 46.0. So PSV Eindhoven is fighting his way back towards the leader, as is FC Basel. Within a few laps, they should rejoin AS Roma and fight for the lead.
8 laps, and that means the pit stops are open for business for tyre changes. And who's likely to make the first pit stop, do you reckon, Bruce?
I think Milan will do an early pit stop, as well as Sevilla and Madrid. AC Milan lapping in a 47.0 just now, stuck in the traffic, doesn't quite find his way back up. David Erigon, very steady there, making the apex. Strong run. Pit stop window now open, as we were saying. FC Porto, Corinthians and Anderlecht were already fighting in race 1. They're still fighting in race 2.
Beijing unable to break into the podium positions. They're still 4th, but there's a long way to go. Another 28 minutes plus 1 lap. And the man behind the wheel is David Rigon. He lost 3 cylinders yesterday in racing, but all cylinders pumping magnificently now.
Yes, indeed. With the engine problem he had, he was still able to post a 44.1, which was a very strong lap time considering the lack of power. And some cars back into the pit lane for the first pit changes. Rangers are back, that's for sure. Okay, we have Anderlecht, Galatasaray and Rangers ready for pit stops all together, very tight, so it's going to be tight out of the pit lane. It's going to be a fight.
But here's Corinthians, and it's Antonio Pizzoni behind the wheel.
Galatasaray, super good pit stop. Avoided the car in front of him exiting. Okay, he entered the pit lane first, he's exiting the pit lane first. No changes there. On the throttle. Oh, very tight, very tight. Sorry, that was AS Roma, my mistake. I said Galatasaray, it was AS Roma. He made his pit stop first, and he had a good pit stop. He has new tires, and he's heading for 27 minutes plus 1 lap of a long race with new tires. So he's looking good, basically.
Did you expect him to pit early?
No, I didn't. It's always difficult to know which tires they decided to start with. They decided to start with old tires and go now on new tires.
That's Rangers at the front of the pit. There's Roma.
Very good job from Roma. He avoided the wheel. And he is now down. Basically, AS Roma has done a pit stop, as well as Anderlecht, Galatasaray, Rangers and Alliance.
Into turn 9 then for Roma. Into third gear.
So basically, now AS Roma Roma doing well. At the moment, cars are still stopping to do their tire change. We haven't got the real standings, it's all virtual. FC Basel is leading, but they haven't done a pit stop yet. This is Sevilla.
Why are so many cars pitting so early, Bruce?
They are all on the same strategy. It's a little bit strange. All on all tires to start with, and putting new tires. Then, ooh, very tight. Atletico Madrid exiting just in front of Sevilla. 2 Spanish clubs.
Basel still lead, but they haven't yet pitted. The PSV have. Beijing up to third, they're yet to pit. That's Porto.
With Tristan Gomendi, Porto, which has not yet pitted. Still leading Corinthians. So within the next lap we should know who is where. AC Milan just did his personal best because he didn't have any more traffic in front of him. Cars in front of him they have stopped for pit. So basically now Milan is going to stay on track as long as he has a clear track in front of him. Once he catches the traffic again, he has to stop. He'll have to stop.
But Milan haven't pitted yet.
FC Porto on board. Tristan Gomendi into the first corner, 6th. Down the gears into 2nd. Ooh, fighting the car. Lots of entry speed, using more than the track on the exit.
FC Basel have pitted. Nearly everybody has now. And Milan, I think, there as well.
Yes, Milan done. Apparently, it looked good. Okay, best lap of the race for Anderlecht. Again, not by much. Glasgow Rangers as well, same lap time. Anderlecht was very, very quick this morning. He finished 2nd. He is actually the quickest on track now.
But Beijing really are the story of the race too, aren't they? They're up to 2nd now, but they haven't yet pitted.
Yes, it's going to be difficult to know where they're going to be once they have pitted. I would think they will be still behind AS Roma.
But it'll probably be enough to keep them in overall lead of the championship. They are having another good afternoon in Super League Formula. This is round 2 from the Nurburgring in Germany. Race 2 of the day.
And we're having a great fight between Basel, who's just coming out of the pits with cold tyres. PSV Eindhoven, who's extremely competitive. Anderlecht, who's the quickest car on the track. PSV Eindhoven wants to make the move on FC Basel. And basically Anderlecht, who's the fastest lap, 144.16, tries to make a move on PSV Eindhoven.
Anderlecht have made that fastest lap, 144.168.
And just behind them, and the Glasgow Rangers, who are actually as well as fast as Anderlecht. So we have a very strong pack in 7th, 8th and 9th position.
Porto pitting as well. Porto, who started the day in 9th place in the championship.
So the window for the pit stop is quite big, but they all went for about the same at the same time. AS Roma seems to be leading. Basel, Eindhoven, Anderlecht, Rangers in front of Porto. Is not very tight. So I think Rangers just overtook Porto, not on the track, but in the pit lane. So very fast laps from Rangers.
Would you believe the championship leaders Beijing Guan currently lead, but they're yet to pit in race 2. Second Porto, third Roma, fourth Basel, but that will change when Beijing decide to change their tyres.
And Porto is up there on the classification, but they haven't completed a complete lap after their pit stop, which means they haven't, the lap time has not been quantified yet, so they're going to step back and they're going to be just behind the Rangers, so they should be in 8th position, just in front of Galatasaray.
Atletico Madrid have posted a time of 1:43.931, their fastest lap so far.
And Beijing is in the pit lane for his pit stop.
Beijing have pitted, the last team, I think, to pit. And there he is, and the championship leader, Davide Rigon.
New tyres for Davide Rigon. He was quite fast, but he's going to be even faster for the second part of the race. Very good pit stop, didn't lose any time there. He's at 60 km per hour. He hasn't got the right to be faster, otherwise it's a penalty. Careful there. Once he crosses the line, back onto the power, and he's going to join in the middle of the pack. Behind the Rangers, in front of Porto. Porto, who's actually in 7th position, in front of Galatasaray. Oh, Basel's gone off. Basel's gone off.
FC Basel, who were third, have crashed out.
And they have the engine died, which I think means that the race is over for Basel. So basically Roma is going to be the leader. Basel is off. Eindhoven second, Anderlecht third, Glasgow fourth.
Beijing trying to eat up the track here. They just pitted, so they have a little bit of ground to make up.
Beijing has done a very good job again in that race. Very good job in every race so far. Very strong.
Roma are the race leaders. Just coming up to the chicane. This is where they'll start decelerating. There he goes. Into the chicane, heading for the 12th turn, then a sharp right-hand bend. And then we'll have a much better idea of the way this second race is shaping up. Into the start-finish line. Roma are the race leaders then. Second PSV, third Anderlecht, fourth Rangers, fifth Beijing, sixth Porto, seventh Galatasaray, eighth Milan, ninth Atletico, 10th Sevilla.
Okay, it's very interesting. AS Roma just lapped in 1:45.6. PSV Eindhoven is in 1:44.5, the quickest on track, like this morning. Basically, he caught him for more than 1 second on the last lap. 1.1 second quicker than AS Roma. There is 18 minutes remaining for the race, plus 1 lap, which means PSV Eindhoven is looking good. for the race win as well. Obviously, he has to overtake AS Roma. First, he has to close the gap, but he's looking very strong. Behind him, Anderlecht. Anderlecht is very fast as well. Will Anderlecht be clever enough to let PSV Eindhoven take him and carry him back towards the leader? So rather than fight against each other, go and catch AS Roma and fight for the win. That would be a good move from Anderlecht. Fourth, Glasgow Rangers. Very good job as well.
We're on lap 14. Just over 17 minutes of racing left, plus 1 lap. Just check on the gap between the two, the top drivers here.
The Rangers started 15th and they're up in 4th. Again, the strongest race, most overtaking maneuvers.
On board with PSV Eindhoven, currently second in this race. Currently about to turn right into the grandstand area. Here they come. Right in front of our commentary position.
Eindhoven looking strong. He's checking in his mirrors to make sure Anderlecht is not trying to make a move. And they're getting closer to Roma, closer and closer every lap. Again, 6/10 quicker than Roma, PSV Eindhoven on that lap. They're all coming back very, very fast. It's going to be a hard job for Toccacello. Just about a moment, and Rangers spun. The Rangers spun. Rangers,
who were fourth, seem to have spun here.
In turn 4, in turn 3. Rangers still stuck in the middle. Must have stalled the engine. It's over for Rangers. He had done such a good job so far.
Let's have a look how this happened.
Well, Beijing was there just on his own, back onto the throttle, and see, oh, good job from David Erigon, who avoided him, but just on his own, just on his own. Maybe a safety car coming. They have to move that car very fast, and for the marshals to cross the track in the middle of the race, it's gonna be difficult. Yellow flags out in that corner.
Beijing still trying to press the leaders. Did very well to avoid Rangers. There's Porto. And Porto being chased by Galatasaray. Safety car is coming out, I understand.
Yep, we see the yellow and the safety car board, and the safety car just missed the leader. That's not very good. That is not very good, which means that they should... Okay, the regulation says that in that case, they have to be in front of the leader. I can't see the safety car overtaking the leader. That's a little bit of a complicated situation. The leader is there, Toccacello.
He's going to have to slow right down, isn't he, and allow the safety car to overtake him. This is a really dangerous position here. Right on that bend, Rangers have broken down. They're out of the race.
Yes.
The yellow flag means nobody can overtake.
No.
And drive with caution.
Yeah, safety car, you have to drive behind the safety car slowly. And what should happen is that all the cars should overtake the safety car, still without the right to overtake.
Watch Atletico Madrid here, bumping tyres with Milan. And Milan seem to have bumped Atletico off the course.
Yeah, I think he's going to be back. I hope they haven't banned any suspensions as they touched. But Sevilla just overtook Atletico Madrid, took the opportunity. So there is racing everywhere in the field.
The safety car is out. Nobody can overtake, whilst the safety car and the yellow flag is out. Whilst they move the Rangers car, which is broken down.
But we have a problem there. The safety car has to let go all the cars, and they have to do one lap, complete one lap, and rejoin behind him. They have to, because the leader, Roma, is in front of the safety car.
Which is pretty unusual, isn't it?
It's, yeah, the safety car was called a little late, and by the time he was coming out of the pit lane, Roma had already crossed. That's not correct.
But the clock has not been stopped. Presumably the race continues.
The race, yes, the race continues under the safety car. And Roma just crossed in front of us in the start-finish line.
So this will actually benefit Roma, won't it, with the safety car out for 2 or 3 minutes?
In a way, yes, but then he had a 3-second lead, and he's going to be losing this lead, basically, this gap. So what's going to happen there? I'm pretty curious to see.
The yellow flag is out. No overtaking allowed.
Okay, safety car in this lap. It's impossible. It's pretty strange to me. For sure, all the cars will be together, and the safety car is in. No. The safety car is not in. They're still under safety car, and he's let all the cars pass by, which means they will queue again behind AS Roma, and they will queue again behind the safety car, which will be correct. So the safety car is not in. The safety car is still out on track. You see all the yellow flags and the safety car boards. Everything is going on well and normal so far. This is not racing. This is still under yellow flag. Track is clear though. No more rangers in the middle of the way,
which is always a good thing.
Yes.
Lap 17. We're still not racing. We still are under yellow flag conditions.
We'll still be under the safety car procedure.
Out of the race, Rangers, Basel, Liverpool, Olympiacos, Flamengo and Tottenham Hotspur. We only have 11 active cars.
It's a shame for the Glasgow Rangers. They looked strong, they looked fast yesterday in qualifying and in testing. And in the race they were fast as well. He had done a big part of the job.
We're still under yellow flag conditions, aren't we?
Sorry?
We're still under yellow flag conditions.
Yes, they have to drive fast to rejoin as fast as possible. It doesn't change anything. They're not overtaking each other. They're just trying to rejoin the safety car behind AS Roma. AS Roma should be behind the safety car now, yes.
It's taken a while.
Yes. So AS Roma is the leader behind the safety car. The hard thing behind the safety car is to try to keep the temperatures in the tire as well. It's not super easy. And the safety car will probably be in at the end of that lap and will be back under racing.
The race has not recommenced yet. We're still under yellow flag conditions, as you can see. Less than 10 minutes remain of this race, plus 1 lap. The other cars have to catch up with Roma.
And here they are. Eindhoven and elect, Beijing 4th, Porto 5th, Galatasaray just there, AC Milan just there, Sevilla, and Corinthians last. Corinthians are last, basically, or not last because there is a line behind them, sorry, but they've posted the fastest lap of the race with a 1:43.4, which is extremely fast. Milan, Sevilla. Okay, the safety car should be in that lap because all the cars are there, all lined up.
The yellow flag is about to disappear here, and the race will recommence.
We will be looking at the lights on the safety car's roof to see if they shut down safety car in this lap. Now the race is under control of Enrico Toccacello. AC Milan in 7th position. Lights are off on the safety car. Safety car will be back in the pits now. Here we go. Toccacello is now the race leader. They have to follow him. They cannot overtake until they cross the start-finish line. Here he is.
And the race recommences with Roma in the lead, then PSV Eindhoven, then Anderlecht, then Beijing, 5th Porto, 6th Galatasaray, 7th Milan.
Sevilla 8th, Atletico Madrid and Corinthians and Alain.
As it stands, Beijing would have a 27-point lead in the championship overall if they can hang on to this position.
Beijing who just tried to make a move on Anderlecht. Will AS Roma find a way of saying, oh la la la, AS Roma is struggling, the car is all over the place. PSV Eindhoven are super fast, as well as Anderlecht. They're putting pressure on him already. I think before the end of this first lap we will see an attempt of a overtaking maneuver.
Can PSV or Anderlecht overtake Roma? You think there's a problem with the car?
No, I think they're struggling with the grip, basically. Maybe the setup not being ideal. Running not a lot of grip on the AS Roma car. Anderlecht strong, PSV strong.
Just coming out of the 8th turn, heading for the 9th. As PSV and Anderlecht and Beijing and Porto all chase the race leader, Roma. Yelmer Berman in PSV.
PSV Eindhoven just there, not close enough to try to make a move, but Anderlecht very close and Beijing very close as well.
If Roma can hang on to the lead here, they'll go up to 3rd in the overall standings on 119 points. It's a big if, though.
So making a big effort, Enrico, to keep the lead. And Beijing very close, as well as Galatasaray very close from Porto. Everybody's together on those last few laps. AS Roma managed to make a little gap. Not comfortable enough to control the race.
Slightly less than 6 minutes left of racing, plus 1 lap. Roma still have the lead from PSV. And Enrico Toccacello, the Italian driver, a big Roma fan, leading with pride at the moment. And we're on board with Roma.
You can hear the V12 engine, the car moving quite a lot, changing direction quite quickly. You see how fast it is inside of the corner, over the curve on the exit, and you see behind him, it's just a complete charge. 4 cars.
I know there could be technical issues still in the last 5 minutes, but can you see anybody managing to improve their position now, Bruce?
Well, it's pretty easy to do a mistake in the car. It's a heavy car, difficult to drive, no help whatsoever, no traction control, and we saw Rangers a few laps ago making mistakes, so it's very hard to say indeed.
PSV anxiously looking on down at their garage. Can their driver overtake Roma? Roma still lead. There's PSV. Just behind them it's Anderlecht. And then Beijing just behind them in the green car.
The AS Roma, who has lost the gap he had pulled, not quite completely, but they're still less than a second behind him, and Porto is under pressure from Galatasaray, who is himself under pressure from AC Milan.
Good tight race towards the end here, isn't it?
Yeah, very good racing there. No one, but Galatasaray making a move on Porto. Ooh, and Tristan Gomendi being able to keep on his position. Everybody's racing all along the field now, as we have PSV.
Beijing in 4th position. They are the championship leaders. They would continue to be championship leaders if they hung on.
And it's amazing because basically what's happening just now is that AS Roma, not being very fast on track, is blocking a little bit everyone, and it makes a very tight pack. Galatasaray, who lost a little bit of time, trying to overtake Porto, but being pretty strong just now. And behind him, AC Milan, not being able to make a move on his teammate at
Robert Dornbos, who won the first race today and won the shootout this weekend as well here at Nurburgring. We're heading for the chicane now. Dunbos, well, his team was saying to me over lunch that if he managed to get anything better than 6, it would be an extraordinary result. He's up in 7th now, so he's doing pretty well.
And there is still 2.5 minutes to go. Everybody being very tight, everybody working in the same kind of lap times. 45.9 for AS Roma.
Milan chasing Galatasaray, trying to move up into the top 6 positions. Can't do so just for the time being.
We can see the nose of the car is damaged. He had a little bit of a contact there at the beginning of the race, I think, and Sevilla is also pushing Milan, and Atletico Madrid is also pushing Sevilla. PSV Eindhoven in 2nd position just now. AS Roma made a mistake. It's PSV Eindhoven the leader, followed by Anderlecht. Look at what happened in the first corner. AS Roma went straight. Made a mistake.
And what a mistake it is. They let 3 cars go past them. They're down in 4th position now.
And it's Beijing on the podium. Beijing on the podium again, starting from 7th position. What a race from Beijing.
It's Beijing who are the big winners there.
And what a complete mess for AS Roma. It's terrible. He was the race leader. And I'm not so sure if he made a mistake on his own or if PSV Eindhoven was just behind him trying to make a move. It seemed to me that they were side by side. He's lost all.
So as it stands, PSV lead, it's Anderlecht 2nd and Beijing 3rd. And that strengthens the grip that Beijing Guan have on Super League Formula.
And now AS Roma struggling with the lap times as well. He has FC Porto just behind him, who's being threatened by Galatasaray and AC Milan. And I think AC Milan is going to try to make a move. Yes, he's making a move. AC Milan on Galatasaray around the outside.
Watch Robert Dunbos here, trying to take Galatasaray, and he's squeezed past him.
Job done. Job done. So he's in 6th position now.
Well, 6 was his target. It's a very, very hard target, but he's managed it nonetheless. Milan have come right from the back of the field to take 6th position now. But it's PSV Eindhoven, Anderlecht and Beijing, the 1, 2, 3. Roma with that catastrophic mistake on the 2nd and 3rd turns are down in 4th place.
And once they will cross the line, it will be their final lap. The countdown is at 0 now. It'll be now, from now, 1.5 lap to go.
So the clock has ticked down to 0. Can Milan catch the car in front of him here, which I think is Porto?
Yes, I think it's going to be too hard. There's only now a few corners and 1 lap to go. Good, strong race from Milan. Car 6, Alain, has a 30-second time penalty, which is not going to change much for him because he's lost.
But here is PSV and their young driver, Jelmer Berman, 5th in race 1 in Donington, 8th in race 2. But he, it looks like at this stage, is going to win here, race 2 at the Nurburgring.
Okay, 1 lap to go.
1 lap to go now.
And all the cars are together in the last lap. It's amazing. First corner, no mistakes from PSV Eindhoven, who still leads Anderlecht and Guan. 4th is Rome, but Porto is very close, less than a second.
Jelmer Berman on his final lap now, chased by Anderlecht and Beijing Guan, the green car from Beijing. But it looks like it's going to be PSV's race, and his first victory so far in Super League Formula.
We will have had, well, I don't know, the race is not over, but Anderlecht 2nd in race 1, 2nd in race 2. Amazing. Anderlecht started from row 8, he started in 16th position, and he's on the podium. It's just amazing.
Well done, Craig Dolby from the UK.
He was delighted after the first race. He was second on the podium. We were thinking it was him, the race winner. He was so happy. How is he going to be now?
It's PSV, then Anderlecht.
Only a few corners in the last main straight.
Heading up towards the final chicane now, the PSV Eindhoven, and then it's Anderlecht, and then it's Beijing. Anderlecht looking for a second successive finish. Checkered flag is imminent now, and PSV and Jelmer Berman with a final turn here, heading for the grandstand. Chased by Anderlecht, chased by Beijing, and he takes the checkered flag behind Anderlecht, behind Beijing Guan, the championship racer leader overall. That's the 1, 2, 3. Roma on fourth, Porto fifth, then Milan, then Galatasaray, then Sevilla, then Atletico Madrid, then Corinthians.
I'm laughing because I'm looking at Anderlecht, and Craig Dolby has his two hands up. I think he can't believe it. It's a very, very good weekend for him indeed. I'm pleased for him. Well deserved. And well deserved win for Eindhoven as well.
I think that could take PSV up into third place in the overall standings. But the thumbs up and the fist in celebration is from Jelmer Berman.
He's very happy. He was very competitive in Donington already. As Porto and AC Milan are still racing, it seems. Anderlecht, what happened to him? Okay, he crossed the line, so there is no problem, but apparently he must have had a problem on the in-lap after the checkered flag. So he will really have to run to go on the podium, and I'm sure he will run as fast as he can to go on the podium.
Bit of sprinting due there for Craig Dolby.
Yep.
But no mistaking the winner of race 2 in the colours of PSV Eindhoven. PSV who had a pretty miserable week on the football pitch, losing 3-0 at home to Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. They are in the same group as Liverpool in the Champions League. But here on the racetrack, it's PSV's day.
They were quickest this morning in race 1. Quickest. So it's not a surprise to see them at the front, but it's a surprise to see them winning. What a mistake from AS Roma, really. And on board as Jelmer is celebrating, enjoying his warmed-on lap. Pretty happy, taking his time to enjoy.
So let's check on the result then of race 2 here in round 2. PSV Eindhoven win race 2. Then it's Anderlecht in second place, their second successive finish today. In third, Beijing, the championship leaders. In fourth, it's Roma. Fifth, Porto. Sixth, Milan. Seventh, Galatasaray. Eighth, Sevilla. Ninth, Atletico. 10th, Corinthians. 11th, Al Ain. And then Rangers, Basel, Liverpool, Olympiacos, Flamenco and Tottenham did not finish.
Just under the podium, joining on the podium will be Beijing Guan and Anderlecht, but the Anderlecht car is still on the track. We'll have to run back. Very well done to them. Craig Dolby hasn't started his sprint yet. Just checking on his car.
That's good to see.
PSV Eindhoven, today's winner, and Alex Andreou, the Superleague Formula man.
He seems to have enjoyed himself this weekend. Big smile, hands over another pot to Anderlecht.
So that's 2 trophies for Craig Dolby, the 2 same trophies. Second place. Let's hope for him he will have a bigger one on the future races.
Jelmer Berman picks up the biggest pot of the lot.
Very well done. A little bit of a champagne spray now, I guess, before they're going to show their football skills.
And he gets a good old soaking.